Hello and welcome to the channel. We're again with MRC and the GTTCC. This is season 14, round 2, race 2 from Goodwood Motor Circuit. This is a reverse grid race from round 1. The guys are in group 4s of their choice. So we'll head on down to the grid and we'll see how the guys line up for ahead of this race. Just one thing before we go. Goodwood is known for quite a spectacular glitch or bug, which has never been fixed, where you enter the pits, get your tyres changed, you leave, but your car actually stays. So the car stays bouncing around or bunny hopping or wheeling, and you are driving around the track in an invisible car. So we'll see if anybody gets affected by that. I think somebody might have in this race. It's an absolute nightmare. I've had it done to myself about 3 or 4 times now, and it's horrible driving knowing nobody can see you and you're trying to direct people around you. So we'll head on down to the front of the grid now and we'll start our grid walk, see how they line up and ready for race 2. So on pole we have Street Boy. He's in the Audi TT running the Super Softs. Audi TT being a front wheel drive will be quick during the race, but will start very badly, so we'll see if he can hold on to first down towards the first corner. In second we got Angus Makota. He's got softs on his Lamborghini Huracan and his very striking Bud Light livery. This should be a decent starter compared to the TT, so he'll be looking to get past Street Boy as quick as possible. In third, we've got the second Michelin car of P1 Valium, also in the Audi TT on Super Softs. It's going to struggle with the same things as Street Boy, going to be slow off the start, but should have good pace through the race, so we'll see how much he loses from the start and how much he can make up through the race. Just down behind him is Ginge Imposter. He's in the McLaren 650S, running super soft tyres for the Budweiser team. So we have in positions 1, 2, 3, 4, the 2 Michelin and the 2 Budweiser cars. It's going to be a good start of that 650S, so he'll be looking to at least be in second behind his teammate going into turn 1. In fifth we've got Haz91 for Team Samsung in his VW Scirocco. He is running softs on the front, super softs on the rear, so it's going to be looking to again use the pace through the race, because it's not going to start well, just like its cousin the TT. So we'll see how much he loses and where he ends up after the race. In sixth we got Mutt36 in his HKS VW Scirocco. He has got super softs on the rear, softs on the front. I don't know why I said it that way, but he's gonna again, I sound like a bit of a stuck record, but he's gonna have the same issues as the rest of the guys and is gonna struggle off the line, but should have decent race pace through the duration of the race, so we'll see how he gets on in the Scirocco. In seventh we got Diablo in the TT. He's running super softs. Had a decent race in round 1. Him and Apache were working very well at the start, and the 2 quick fit lads to break away from the pack and chase down the front group. Never quite caught the front group, but broke away quite well. Unfortunately, Diablo just couldn't keep with Apache's pace through the whole race. We'll see how he gets on, starting from 7th. In 8th we got P1 Apache, as I said in the other quick fit car. He's running the RCZ, softs on the front, super softs on the rear, another front wheel drive car, so again it's going to have the same issues as the rest of them. Not great off the line, but should have a good race pace. The RCZ I think is generally the more powerful out of all of them, the quicker, but the TT is much more popular. So like I said, we had a great race from Apache in race 1. Broke away from the pack and then ended up no man's land for the whole race, but held on to 4th, made it his own. We'll see how he gets on today. From 8th. And in 9th we've got Terence for Team Red Bull and his Audi TT. He's running softs all around. Terence had a fantastic race 1, battling with Ghost Realm through the whole race. They were putting Mocking Weeks under pressure at the start, but their battle then drew them away from Mocking Weeks, and he just sort of left them in the distance. But Terence and Ghost Realm battled from lap 1 through to the final lap, crossing the line I think with a few thousands between them. So we'll see how those two do. He is in the slower starting front-wheel drive, and I think Ghost Realm is in a faster starting car. So may battle commence in race 2. And yeah, in 10th we have Ghost Realm in his McLaren 650S 14 Monster. He's running softs in the front, softs on the rear. That will be a faster starting car than the TT, and will have good pace against the TT. I've run the McLaren against front-wheel drives before. It's a decent car, so its biggest attribute is fuel saving, because you're best placed to shift the cars halfway, but to keep it in its torque curve, but it's not going to have that because we don't use fuel in this race today. So we'll see how he gets on starting from 10th. All the opportunity to gain a lot of places here for Ghost Realm. We'll see how he gets on today. And in 11th we've got the guy who dominated race 1, Markin Weeks. He's in his BMW M4 starting with super softs all round. He's the only one driving the BM in Elite 1, so we'll see how he gets on driving that beefy machine through the field. Hopefully we can follow some great overtaking maneuvers for him, but we'll see how he gets on. So that's our lineup ready for race 2 here at Goodwood. Hopefully we get through without any pit bugs, but we'll see how we get on in that regard. Let's jump down to the front of the grid. Let's see how they get on when the race begins. So we're down at the front of the grid now. She has 91, still got his wipers on. Maybe needed a little bit more Goodwood today than Monza, but the guys are away. You see the TTs there just struggling. You've got the Lamborghini and the McLaren both breezing past. And McLaren of Ginge is up into first. So two Budweiser guys sealing out first and second, actually sealing out the road. There's nowhere for the TT to go. Once it's up to speed, but Street Boy is following them closely. Can they stay side by side? Oh, a little bit of banging there between the two Budweiser guys. Managed to keep both cars on track, but that has given Street Boy the opportunity to take a little look at the inside of Angus, but he just backs out. Oh, and he goes wide, and once you go wide and Goodwood, you keep going. Would he get reset? Nobody's going to join at the back. Is he? Oh, just misses Terence there. As Terence also dropped back from the start. He got beat by Ghost Realm off the line. But we've had a fantastic start here by Markin Weeks. He's up to 6th. What a great start by Markin Weeks. Actually, we'll go back and we'll take a look at that, because these took some chunk of time there off people. So we're back and we're on board with Markin Weeks at the start. See, he gets away, the car just hooks up, minimal wheel spin. He dodges around 3 of them off the start. Goes round the side of slower starting cars. Ghost Realm gets boxed in by the TT and the Scirocco. Markin Weeks just slots in. You see Diabo just struggling a little bit there with the cold tyres. Markin Weeks is up to 7th after the first corner. What a start from him. Fantastic, and he's going to gain a place. Obviously we've seen Street Boy losing it down into this turn, so that's where he got up to 6th. Let's jump back to the live action now. Great start from Markin Weeks. We'll jump back to the front of the pack as we see Ginge trying to break away in the McLaren. He's being followed by his teammate Angus in the Lamborghini, which isn't an easy car to get past either. It's a wide boy, that Lambo. But Valium is just squeezing his nose in front in the TT as they just rub wheels heading down towards the final corners. And again, that's going to push Angus wide. Bit of a racing incident, I think there, nothing really untoward. A little bit of contact and off he went. So Valium now up into 2nd, has 91 in 3rd in the Scirocco. The other Scirocco of Mutt is now up into 4th as we see Markin Weeks out round more cars, and that's him up into 5th. We think we just seen Angus getting unceremoniously bumped out of the way again. That's bad news for Angus. He's sort of been a little bit bashed around there and out of the way. Maybe there should have been some guys slowing down to let him back past, because you can't really force somebody off the track that way. Although it wouldn't have been on purpose, I'm sure. Ginge is now coming under increasing pressure from the TT of Valium. Like I said, once the race gets going, the front wheel drives will come into their own and start pressurizing people. Valium is looking to get the move done on the McLaren of Ginger Bosty. So watch out as well, because Has 90 is stalking in the background in his Scirocco. The one thing the McLaren does have is very good handling, so it does have a very good top end, but oh, he just catches the chicane, which slows the two of them down, and the Scirocco of Has 90 comes barging through the centre of the two of them. That's also going to give Mutt the run up, so the two Scirocco's are now leading 1-2 of Has 90 and Mutt. We see Valium running wide. That's going to give the place back to Ginge. It's also going to drop Valium behind the RCZ of Apache and also behind the BMW of Mocking Wigs as he gains another place. We're on to lap 3 and he's come from 11th to 5th. He's also being followed by Ghost Run, who's had a fantastic start in the McLaren. So these boys are really making moves early on. Although some of it has come at the detriment of others, but Goodwood can be a little bit of an accident magnet. People dropping it so easy to do here. And the runoff areas are so big on grass that the car just keeps sliding and sliding and sliding until it decides it wants to stop. So we're on through the grid now as we're coming towards the end of lap 3. We have Has 91 in the lead, followed by Mutt 36. And we've got Ginger Poster in 3rd. Apache UK in 4th. Mocking Wigs in 5th, being followed by Ghost Realm in 6th. And look who's right behind Ghost Realm. It's Terrence. These two are not too far apart again. And we've got Valium now down in 8th. Street Boy in 9th. Angus McCodup is down in 10th after being banged around a bit. And we've got Diablo in 11th, who must have had an incident. The fastest lap also being held by Has 91. 1:14.7. As Mutt's just having a little look up the inside, not really an opportunity there as Has 90 shuts the door clean in his face. Sometimes you'll see guys looking for that and you say, why are they going for a move there? But they're not really going for a move. They're just sticking the nose of the car out. They take the other driver's eyes away, get them looking at their car rather than looking ahead at the racetrack, catch them out, make them make a mistake. So don't always think somebody's going for a move. They might just be trying to take your eyes. As you just see, Has 91 running wide there before the chicane and out of it. Mutt's going to have a little bit of a run on him, but not too much. Has 91 just put in a fastest lap again, a 1:14.679 this time, even though he had a bit of a scruffy end of the lap. If he can match his times and just get a better exit through there, it'll be another fastest lap again. Apache is now up into 3rd in the RCZ, past Ginger Pasta. Mocking Wigs is doing well in 5th, hunting the guys down ahead. Goes round becoming under increasing pressure from Terrence in the TT. Oh, sorry, take a drink there, my throat's getting dry. As we said, these two were inseparable through race 1. There seems to be the same story in race 2. Can we see a nice little rivalry starting to blossom here? Always good to have drivers going at it with each other. It'll just be Elite Ones, Neil and Plato. Oh, Mocking Wigs has dropped it! What has happened to Mocking Wigs? We'll hop back, we'll take a look. We jump on board with Mocking Wigs coming down towards the final corners, towards the chicane. He's just carried a touch too much speed. Got the wheels on the grass and the left wheels just can't grip anymore, and round she goes. Oh, he's got all that work to do again now, Mocking Wigs. Unlucky, my friend. We'll see how you get on now. It's a lot of work to do. So back now. Mutt is now in the lead. Has 90 just had a massive incident there through turn 1 running wide. He's going to be coming under pressure from Apache, who just slots past him like he's standing still. A lot more speed down the straight that isn't really straight. No, there's no need to brake around. And now you got the two McLarens of Ginger Imposter and Ghost Round being followed by the TT of Terrence. Valium and Street Boy are having a little duking session with each other at the moment. It's allowed Diablo to stick with them, stay in the slipstream. And now we've got the unfortunate Mocking Weeks now down in 10th. And the same can be said for Angus, who just got bullied out of his position, so to speak. We'll see if he can work his way up, but doesn't seem to be enjoying life now at the back of the pack. So we've got a yellow flag ahead. Who have we got now? Ginge. Oh, Ginger dropped it and he was trying to go into the pits. It doesn't let you do that on Gran Turismo. It spits you back to the middle of the grid. He's got full frontal damage. I can only assume that he hit the chicane or the pit wall. Where are we now with the leaders? Mutt has broken away now. He's away from Apache. Ghost Realm is now up in the third, being followed by Terrence. Diablo is now up to 5th. Street Boy is in 6th, being followed extremely closely by his teammate Valium, who's literally attached to that TT ahead. And then we've got Has now fallen all the way down to 8th. He's had another incident somewhere which we have missed there. 118 on the last lap. Unless that's just all down to where he ran wide. Oh, and something's happened to Ghost Realm as well. He is now very slow. Down the start finish straight. We'll take a look back and see what happened to Ghost Realm out of the final chicane. Ghost Realm and Terrence now heading towards the final chicane. Oh, Ghost Realm just turns in a little bit too early and catches the chicane. It's so easy done. That chicane is horrible there leading on to the start finish straight, and that's what drops him down the leaderboard, and he's going to have to try and fight his way back through. Now back with the leader. He's just trying to stay calm, keep the car on the track. He's got a nice gap over Apache behind, so no real need to be pushing as hard as he can. Terrence now free of Ghost Realm is going to try and set off for the guys in the distance. And Diablo's going to try and tuck in behind him, holding the fastest lap of the race so far. Diablo at 14.3, so he's going to try and tuck in behind Terrence, and hopefully Terrence will pull him around with the slipstream. Street Boy now up in the 5th, has broke off from Valium a little bit there. Could have been a part of losing a little bit of momentum with the recovering Ghost Realm from his last corner incident. As he just gets up on the grass again. This is going to kill his momentum again as Valium just pulls away a little bit. He has to be careful because Has 91 and the Scirocco is just behind. Angus has now got past into 9th. He's got past Mocking Weeks. Mocking Weeks has maybe had another incident on this last lap. This is 119 last time round. Ginger Imposter is way off at the back there. Like he's gone into the pits there after his incident on lap 6. Lap 7 he's gone into the pits, so we'll see. I didn't see a car in the pits, so I don't see it. He's got the pit bug, thankfully. Mutt just nice and steady out in front. Terrence is now up at the second, past Apache. Apache must have had an issue because look, he's got Diablo and Street Boy crawling all over the back of him. And front left on Peugeot was looking sorry for itself. But this man is just trucking along nicely. See our aerial helicopter in the distance there. As opposed to a ground helicopter, an aerial helicopter. But Mutt's driving a lovely race so far. We'll just finish off the lap on board with him. Take a look at how he is absolutely wringing the neck of the Scirocco around the Goodwood circuit. Very clean, neat and tidy from Mutt. He's starting to suffer maybe with that front left. As we see, Has 91 has jumped into the pits. I would say probably one more lap, maybe two. You'll see a lot of people starting to jump in. It is a 30-minute race, so I mean, if you can make them last 15 minutes, then you may as well. Or you could see people push them a little bit further to have better tyres towards the end. But we'll see what way that works out. As you see this group here, I mean, it's very much split now. This race, you've got front-wheel drive followed by front-wheel drive. Front-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. So the top six is made up completely of the FF train. You can see why some have dubbed it the TT Cup with so many in it. As we see, Mutt's gonna go around again. Terrence is going round. As we Diablo's diving in, and also a very late call from Valium. Could be a great strategy from them too, because they could come out a nice gap of clean air. If they can get out ahead of these cars, yeah, they do get out. And this is going to give them a nice bit of clean air. If they can pump in some decent outlaps now. Mock and Wicks has jumped into the pits, and so has Angus. Both of them come out. And if those two, like I was saying, if Valium and Diablo can pump in some real nice laps now, they could close up a lot on these guys, maybe even pass some of them through the pit stage. Just depends on how they handle this outlap at the next one and how far these guys actually ahead continue on these tyres. They could also trigger these guys to come in. They could have been maybe looking to go longer, but now they've seen them pit, could trigger a complete cascade of the guys into the pits. Mutt's gonna keep going. Terrence is staying out. So is Apache. Street Boy is across the grass and heading in. So is Ghost Realm. Ghost Realm entered with a penalty. See now they've both been jumped by the two guys, so Diablo and Valium have jumped Street Boy and Ghost Realm. Now the one I was talking about earlier that I did hear might have had the pit bug was Ghost Realm. This is replay that I am using, so we're probably going to be able to see him, even if others can't, but we'll see how it goes. We'll try and keep an eye on it. Angus is back ahead of Mock and Weeks, who is having a horrid time at the moment. Oh, as I say that, look, he runs out wide. Oh, Mock and Weeks not enjoying the M4 round here. but if he can keep doing what he's doing in the Aston Martins, he might be okay. It's going to be very hard to contend against these front wheel drives around here, as we've got Apache into the pits. Where's his teammate? Look, I think it was a great call by Diablo. Is he going to come out? He's just going to... Oh, that was so close. He's just got ahead of Apache. Valium hasn't. But Diablo's made up some places now with that pit strategy. He's done very well there. I've just realised that we have lost somebody. We're down to 10 drivers when we started with 11. Let's have a look through and see who we've got. I think it's Ginge we've lost. In the other McLaren. Yes, Ginge Imposter has had some technical issues by the looks of it and is out of the race. One guy not having any technical issues at the minute is Mutt. Terrence as well, another great race from this fella. These two have got quite a gap over the guys behind there, so they can probably get in and out of the pits without any problems. It's 12.1 seconds back to Diablo in third. Mutt's going to keep going, and so is Terrence. Are they going to push to the 20-minute mark on the softs and try and take supers to the end? It seems to be maybe the way they're thinking. Terrence's tyres are actually fantastic compared to Mutt. Mutt's got more wear on both fronts, so Terrence is definitely closing. And you can see by his times there, he's not dropping off at all, really. This could be a great strategy, well thought out from Terrence to take the victory today. We've just got 11 minutes left of the race. So far, so good for the Red Bull driver. Although this guy, Mutt, in his HKS Scirocco, sponsored by Volkswagen Racing, a little bit of factory help there from VW. Is going to really have an issue with Terrence running, so he's going to keep pushing. He's still not dropping off too bad, even though his fronts are quite a considerable bit worse for wear than Terrence's. He dives in, it's Mutt into the pits. Terrence is just going to follow him. It's probably sensible from Terrence. Covering off hater when does that, sorry. Covering off Mutt and his pit. Maybe could have run one lap more, but would it have worked? Don't know. He's going to try and beat him on track as they're both now on super softs, although Diablo now is going to be catching Terrence, as Diablo's tyres are up to temperature and giving him a little bit more than Terrence's warm tyres will be at the moment. They're not hot, they're just warm out of the black tyre blankets. He's got to work them to get the rest of the temperature into them. We'll take a run through the grid as most people have now completed their pit stops. We've got Mutt 36 in first, followed by Terrence. Diablo is up into third, great run from him at the moment. Apache in fourth. Back together, the two guys from QuickFit. P1 Valium is in fifth, having a great run, currently holding the fastest lap of the race. Has 91 is in sixth, has been up and down the leaderboard like a yo-yo. Not really had the most consistent race, and I think he's going to possibly put himself under pressure now from Street Boy in seventh. We've got Ghost Realm in eighth. Again, I'm not sure if he has suffered the pit bug or not, but we need to keep an eye on any instance with him that look like somebody cannot see him. We've got Angus in ninth, and race one's landslide winner, Mocking Weeks, not really having the best of times in this race. Valium just looking for a gap past Apache. He's nearly climbing all over the back of that RCZ in his TT. Looking every which way, keeping Apache's eyes firmly locked in the mirrors. See, he knows it's not an overtaking place there, but he's going to sit out wide for as long as he can, just to see if Mocking Weeks will take the bait. Oh, Diablo runs extremely wide and just has to recorrect it. He nearly slid over into the guys as he re-entered the track. A little bit of a flash there from Valium. He's really trying all the GT racer drivers' tricks to try and break the concentration of Apache. He's going to take a look around the outside. Does he have the speed to continue that move all the way around? They nearly come together there. And just slots back in behind. All the while he's just taking the concentration of Apache, trying to force a mistake out of him. We'll hop on board with Valium now as he's really pressurizing Apache in the Peugeot. See, he's just letting the car get up alongside. It's not in a position to overtake, but he's in a position to make Apache think about it, and closes right up to the back of him through the chicane. Little bit of a nudge there as they come out, as Apache got a little bit squirrely as they exited the chicane. I think it's just a matter of time now before Valium picks off Apache. Oh, just see Valium having to drop gear there to stop the car from sliding out into the grass. That's lost him a bag of time there through the first corner. Sometimes following a car that closely can really hurt you really quickly, as he just lost his turn in due to dirty air coming off that Peugeot. Back over the leader, Mod 36. He has retook the fastest lap with a 1:13.915. Great lap from him there on the last lap. Terrence is going purple and isn't too far away from the lead either. He's really trying to pressure Mutt over these final stages. Can he hold it and snatch the fastest lap, or has he lost a little bit of time through the final sector? Yeah, he just loses a little bit. Still a 14 dead, nothing to be angry about. As he was slightly faster than Mutt on that last lap. But he needs to keep him close, needs to keep the pressure on, because we're rapidly running out of laps now. We're at lap 20, 24 minutes through the race, so we've got 5 minutes left, so that's going to be roughly about 4 or 5 more laps, so we'll probably reach lap 25. And sometimes if you stare at a move for too long, it doesn't end up coming off. You end up talking yourself out of it. Straight Boy having a decent run now up into 5th. Diablo after his mistake out of this corner on the last lap. Down into 6th, you can see has 90 running wide there. Ghost Realm in 8th, just behind him. Oh, he's got the run on him here, Ghost Realm, but he just runs out wide. Oh, he's gonna hit the barrier. As he know, he keeps out the barrier, but he's just lost a ton of time to Has 91. Will he be able to close the gap back up before the end of the race? Mocking Weeks down in 9th. Poor old Angus down in 10th. He's had a bit of a torrid race this time round, but Goodwood could do that to you, and it's very unforgiving fast track. And what's trying to push out the front as this guy looks like he's definitely closing up now. Gap is 1 second as they go across the line. Terence will be desperate after race 1, being on the third row of the third step, sorry, of the podium to grab top spot today. But even if you take second, there's a progression up, which will mean the next race he will surely take the win. Does work like that, doesn't it? Another great race from Terence. Starting down in where he started originally. He was down in 9th. Didn't take him long to get up the front of the field, and he's the only one of the front 3 from the last race who managed to stay up the top end of this lap, of this race, sorry. Just seen a little flash from Terence there. I think he was just changing lights rather than flashing ahead of him as he runs wide, heading down towards the final chicane. Oh, we hear Mutt with a squeal of tyres, and he's still going. That's gonna have lost Terence a lot of time. Yeah, down at 2.697 now. Lost him about 1.6 seconds. Could be his fight over as we're coming in towards it's the penultimate lap now. Not one more after this. Although this isn't over, the 2 P1 gents of Apache and Valium running side by side. Valium needs to get the job done very soon, or back out and tuck back in. He backs out and tucks back in behind his race community teammate. He just runs a little bit wide there, Valium, but he's still got the foot in. He's still after him. He's going to come under pressure from his Michelin teammate, Street Boy. We got a much better exit out of the corners than Valium did. Diablo's dropped down a little bit, but that's after that incident out of the chicane. Has 91 has probably had a little bit of a race to forget, being in P1 and drop it down the order down to 7th. As they're all coming down to start the last lap. We've got Ghost Realm now with a 4/10 of a penalty. Mocking Weeks in 9th, catching him. Angus in 10th. So this is it, the final go-round. Mutt has drove a fantastic race. He's just stuck in behind Has 90 at the start and just waited for his opportunity, and it was surely presented, and he took it with both hands with a fantastic race from there. Just controlled his pace and kept the lead. Terence closed up a little bit, which would have put him probably under a little bit of pressure, but he managed it well, and Terence wasn't able really to close it out towards the end. So congratulations to Mutt with a little bit of a celebratory wiggle. Will we get a handbrake? No, just a wiggle. Terence is going to come home in 2nd in a ball of tyre smoke. We've got P1 Apache is coming home in 3rd, followed by P1 Valium in 4th. In 5th, we've got Diablo. And in 6th, Street Boy. 7th, Has 91. Ghost Realm's coming home in 8th, Mocking Weeks. Handbraking a little bit early there, but he's going to cross in 9th.